Hey everybody, welcome back to Workers and Resources. Today we're gonna see Magnitograd. We're gonna pull the trigger and get some people living in here today in this video. It's gonna take a little bit in game time, but we're gonna get there. Most of the housing is at least partially constructed, if not fully constructed. We have 4 completed buildings here, which is gonna be pretty nice. And our main bus stop is done. We just have a lot of the busy work stuff to do. A lot of the little tiny pieces need to be put together. All right. Things like getting the bus stop for bringing people over for water. Things like completing our water hookups and finalizing all of our electrical hookups. Things like that. We're also, since we have the hospital built here, it kind of reminded me that, you know, the hospital is going to output hazardous waste. And up until now, this entire area, we just take mixed waste and we just put it over here, and that's been the solution to the problem. This is now full. That's now full. That's not good. Where's our waste? Where's our waste train? Oh boy. Waste train, where are you, waste train? Please be over here. Like, okay, you're right here unloading your waste. Okay, so we're a little bit, I don't know, like, I feel like things are just going a little slow here, you know? I really want them to pick up the pace. I think getting 50 people in here would be nice, right? And I think I may have too many people in scrapyard, since there's really not a whole lot to do for scrapping. We're just going to go 5. Let's do 10 for now. Yeah, let's do 10 for now. We'll have hopefully some more people getting to work over here. This isn't going to be as much of a problem once we... this right here might end up being a problem in the future. Yeah, see that hazardous waste coming through here? Like, we really need to process this faster too. I'm gonna turn that on a maximum here if we can. See if we can't get that in there, because this building is just, it's cranking as fast as it can. But I think a better way to do this, and I've learned a bunch from the, you know, how the scrap yards and stuff has sorted out. I think overall it works, but we definitely need a second one, right? And that was always the intention, to have a second one. The second one is planned tentatively to be over on the other side of the river over there. But until that's built, we only have the one. And I think the one is fine for now, but as we get our population up, I'll probably be proven wrong here in a bit. So, yeah. The other thing that's kind of causing a bit of a waste bottleneck in that sense right now is that for a long time, we gave these the chance to fill up, and so we actually have a lot of backlog that's like waiting to be deposited into trains right now. And until we get through that whole thing, like we had these 2 things here were mostly full, right? This one's completely full now, but this one was almost full as well. And I was starting to, you know, think about needing these extra ones here and stuff, but that's not the problem, right? Storage is not the problem. It's processing it that's the problem. We have to fix the problem, not just put a Band-Aid on it. And that's kind of what we were going for. Also, this is done, but there are no road into it, so nobody's going to be able to actually get there. We are also going to be placing a parking lot right here, and if I do this correctly, if I get this in the right spot, we should be able, I believe this is the right spot, yeah, we should be able to get people able to drive in here and pretty much work wherever they want to work, which will be nice to see. So if I go, let's say about like this, I think this is the right spot. I mean, eventually all of this becomes paved and everything, right? But I think this is where I want to be. Here, and then the walking path just goes from here to here. That gets them into there. And then to get over into that side, we do another overpass like this. And this just kind of goes like that. And now anyone who parks in this parking lot will be able to get over there too. So we'll just have a, let's just give it a concrete one right there, or an asphalt one right there. And then we'll do a little dirt one right there, just to kind of make sure we can maintain it and everything. So this parking lot will be ready to rock there too. And I'm going to want to pave most of these roads anyway, because we're going to have car traffic moving through here and bus traffic. You can see this right here is going to be a thing as well. Man, I'd love to get that there, but it's... Did I already deliver resources? I did. Okay, well, can we get you to be there at least? Let's try this. Oh, give me... Yep, like this. Can I go... like there? Yep, and then you... Can we go... just straight on? I can't do this straight in. So you're going to be slightly curved. You're going to be curved the wrong direction. Well, that's no good. Yeah. Well, let's... I mean, I can't move it now. I just delivered all the resources already. So I'm just trying to figure out how I can get this thing to connect reasonably. But it's going to have to just connect like this. I'm not going to have a choice. It's just going to have to be like that. All right. So we're going to get that going. We already have a parking lot here, which is why we get people working in this industrial yard repair center. But this industrial repair center does not have the ability to drain itself. Its sewage doesn't actually connect, despite this actually connecting. Wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Are you? Oh, this freaking pipe never got done. That would explain it. That explains everything. Cool. Well, I'm gonna need the helicopters to help me out on that too. There we go. Helicopters need to get on that too. There's a lot of stuff they need to get on with doing, and including the actual sewage discharge. That needs to be done as well. We got the piping done all the way out this way. There is a sewage drop-off, loading and unloader right here as well. You could be using the trucks and stuff to bring sewage this way. Once we're done, that'll be great. The technical university just finished. I did not know they were working on that as a higher priority than everything else, but they apparently were. So now we have the technical university, and it is ready to rock. And who can reach it by just walking? So pretty much everybody except the, I guess the back 5 homes can't reach it. Yeah, so I guess the back 4 plus this one can't reach it just by basic walking. But I'm wondering though, this one looks like it could be close enough if I had a walking path that was maybe a higher quality. Maybe if we, what's going on here? Is it not? Oh, I see. Okay. I thought it was like a road for a second. I'm like, wait a minute. There's no way that's a road. But then I saw this and it's like, that's, never mind. I'm out of it. All right. Just ignore me. Yeah, see, a lot of these places here, they're just not going to be able to get there far enough. But most of the walking paths that they are having to endure, though, kind of go around the long way. So this one might be able to get there if I go that way with it. And then these ones over here, right, their walking paths kind of wrapping around, doesn't go direct. This one does, though. And it goes out that way. So I was thinking about having a tunnel, because why not? And a tunnel that would go in a kind of a straight line. And then it would, you know, maybe pop out over here and then they could just walk over. But the path is right here, right? And then we're also going to need some housing for professors and housing for, you know, people in this general area. And we're going to have more people living over here too. This is not over. This is just the first step for Magnitograd. So more people will be living over here eventually too. But I want to get the first half of the city done first. And I think it's a fine spot to put one right here. About 97 workers. And this gives us a steady supply, local, of workers that can reach the water treatment plant, can reach the big water well, as well as reach the store, and also can walk to the technical university if I get the walking paths done, which it is that direction, so they can get there, but I would like something a bit more direct. I wonder if something more direct would be cool to have over here, you know? Like, what if I instead went from... Yeah, see, there's this walking path right here that I think I would eventually want to go this direction with it. But I'm wondering, that concrete, if I just kind of do this, that gives us a more direct path to just go to the university if they want to, right? Something like that could be interesting just for the sake of doing so. And then that's also a way to get off the bus because they're going to take the bus. These guys can, right? They'll take the bus over to here and then that allows them to walk this way. So I kind of need a way for these guys to cross too. So what if I kind of go something like this, and then this, and then this? It's squiggly, but hey, it could work. And then maybe we even do something like that even. Yeah, that could be fine. And then it just connects. I'd like to see it connect in here. If it will let me. Can you let me? There we go. Like so. All right, so some more walking paths going on over into here so that we can have, you know, more direct access to these things. And then that leaves me with this open, and I'll be able to get this walking path out and around like that, and then out of there. So that's pretty cool. All right. We also have another sewage tank here and another water substation here that'll serve water as sort of a substitute so that this entire area doesn't have to be served by a single sewage tank, which is exactly what's happening right now, one single septic tank. And so that might fill up pretty quickly, especially with a medium pipe. So we're going to supplement that with another one. And then that one will also be handling this area as well. So in other words, most of the stuff is done. Most of the stuff is in place. There's a couple of things I still have to do to Magnitograd. And one of those things, and we're not going to be able to have people now because it's almost winter. It's going to snow any second now, or any day now. In a couple days. November 23rd, I believe, is when the snow starts. I could be wrong. It could be the 26th. I think it's February 23rd is when the snow disappears. I think that's what it is. But in any case, we're going to have to look at the problem that's going to happen, which is hazardous waste. This hospital, up until this point, we haven't really had a hospital in this area. We have had no hazardous waste as a risk in this area. But that's going to change now because of the hospital. So what are we going to do with it, right? I can't just have trash vehicles taking it and then taking a huge hike all the way over there to drop it off. I can't do that. That's just a bad idea. It's just a horrible idea. So we're going to send it over with a train. And that doesn't mean we're going to dump it here because there's already a waste problem here. There's already an overflow of waste here. What is going on with this waste train? I need that waste train to get over here. I was going to say, there's no way you guys are still stopping. Not all the time. But that's just because I had it paused. So here's my waste train. All right, good. You are going to... Yeah, keep going, dude. I might need to make it a couple cars longer. Which I know breaks my 150 rule, but I mean, I might need to. That's the problem, though. You don't want to break that 150, 155 rule. It's, I mean, if you set it up with a different rule, then sure, but that's the rule I used. And so even if one train breaks the rule, it can shut down the entire system, right? So that's the part you got to avoid. So having 2 trash trains is probably better here. I should actually go ahead and do 2 trash trains. It is one of the other reasons why I have 2 tracks that lead into this. So that would be something to do. The only downside of the 2 trash train thing is that they can't both deliver at the same time here. But I've left enough space here where they can queue up. So we'll have one come in this side and wait. But I think I definitely need that. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to have you go ahead and get... Yeah, you're going to load up cargo wagons. Yep, go ahead and do that. You're going to go ahead and do that again. And while you're doing that, we're going to say over here are the cargo wagons you're going to get. And cargo wagons, you're going to get a waste car. Here it is. ES waste. EAS waste. So 10 meters, 18 tons. 14 meters, 37 tons. That's the winner. I don't really think there's a real reason to look at the color. We're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think 7 gets me thinking about the length of the train. I think 7 is what I want here. All right, November 23rd is when it snows. Good. All right. So 20. So we'll have 7 of those cars brought in over here. I don't believe we'll be able to do that in like 1 trip. So probably need 2 trips, but we can get 2 waste trains going, and that'll help out a lot. But the other thing is, of course, we're not going to be dropping hazardous waste here. We need to drop it somewhere else. So here's where we're going to drop it. We got a dump right over here. Magnitograd dump with claw machine, right? It's the same thing as that over there, except this one is over here. And what we're going to do, that's the only thing, that's a shocker. I know, it's crazy how that works. We're just going to say, we're going to get rid of these roads for a second, okay? And what I want to see here, I realize it's difficult to see because of the snow, but, and I think, you know what, for now, I'll electrify this later because I would like this to start operating as soon as possible. We're going to have there's a couple of ideas I'd like to explore here. Because my initial thought was that I'd have a tunnel right here that would go underneath the river. Looks really good when it's freaking winter time, doesn't it? God, that looks good. I want to have a tunnel that goes underneath this, pops out the other side, just like this one does. I'm a little bit unsure as to whether the distance is good because that's going to be like right up against it is kind of what I was planning before. So the front of that tunnel ends up being like right here, which is perfect, so that they just come out of the station and immediately leave. But to use this, I need it to be a little bit more distance. So I'm thinking probably we go out about this far just to see what it will cost me. We want to go one in just for the signal. Got to have a signal right away. There we go. And then from there, we can come out, and I want to see about like that and like that. So the tunnel can end up starting right here. And then these will go out. So I guess we'll, just to leave the placeholder, we can always adjust this later. But as a quick placeholder, we'll go about, I don't know, like this. And I have no intention at all of building this track right now. This is very much in the future plan. I'd like you to match perfectly, though. You're not. There you go. All right. So right there is how I'd like that to be. And then this train track go right alongside there. And I'm trying to figure out, do I want to cross this road at an angle? Probably. This comes straight out like this. It comes out about here. And then this one will come out, same thing, about here. And so if I cross this, and I realize it's difficult to see in the winter time. If I cross this, like, say here, at an angle, is that okay? It doesn't want me to do that. So it doesn't want to let me do that. So I'm going to have to come out like this and then cross over, which I suppose is fine. It's just about whether or not it'll work, you know? I just need it to work. So we'll go about here, and then we're going to cross over even sharper. Yep, like this. And it becomes a pretty sharp turn. But I think it's I think it's fine. Yeah, that'll be fine. All right. So this is our rail that we will be building. We do want to build this quickly. And we're going to want... I don't think I need the signals here. We're not going to bother with the signals. That way we can build it quickly. Go ahead and submit it. And we can go ahead and just suspend construction on these two. So that'll get the track builders to build this part. And the goal is to get train access to this. Then what we're going to do is we're going to bring the waste cars into this office, because this office doesn't have a whole lot to do. And I'm only using half my connections right now anyway. So I have more trains available. I have room for more wagons. So what we'll do is we'll have this office be in charge of emptying out hazardous waste from this entire area. So this will be responsible for the population that's here, the population that's over here, and any hazardous waste that happens from production over on this side or over on this side. Okay, so basically just we have all of this is done by that way, and everything else from this point is done from this side, okay? But what do we do from there, right? Where are we going to send the hazardous waste? Do we just send it to the border? I think to start, we can send it to the border. That's fine to start. But eventually, and I have to see just how many crops are left over here. Eventually, I think I'd like to keep this in country. and process it, and recycle it, right? And so to do that, I'm thinking we can probably put storage right here for it. It will get in the way of some of these fields, but I think we can reposition the fields as well. I don't think that's a problem. We can move these fields too. There's still a little bit of crops on that one. Still a little bit of crops on this one. That will continue until, I believe, December 4th. And after December 4th, all crops are dead. Whether they're sitting on the ground or not, they're dead. And you can see we're harvesting we have a harvesters and stuff still. There's still an awful lot to do over here, growing process, right? So this is all grown but not harvested. So we might need to get another farm in here because we're not able to kick up and do this as fast as we need to right now. But we have lots of crops, and that's not even counting all this stuff here. So there's lots and lots of crops ready for pickup there. And also this one's completely full. So our crop train is definitely got lots of crops to send into the city for a long time. Oh yeah, very good. All right, so anyway, I think we'll start by sending it to the border, but eventually I'm going to have this, and I've already tested the spacing and everything, so I know exactly how this will go. We'll end up having pretty much the same setup. Will be over here. It'll end up being, I believe it was right here is where it will be, which is it's sufficiently away from homes, right? We don't want hazardous waste just sitting out where people live. And I think this is far enough away from where people live. Right over here near the roundabout is where this would be. And then actually it would be facing this. I think the road would actually be on this side. I forget which side the road's on. Actually, I believe it's like this. Yeah, because from there, we then hook up one of these transfers to it as well. This big transfer. We hook that up to it as well with the factory connection. And then all of the hazardous waste ends up going into this. And then we'll have our garbage trucks pick it up from here. And it's a short drive all the way up to dump it right there. And that will take care of it. And that way, what we can do is, because it's distribution office, we don't have to babysit it. We don't have to have a train constantly doing it. We can have a train that's maybe 3, 4, 5 cars big. We can wait until this thing's like 40% full and then grab one train, 4 cars, take one trip, and it's probably like one trip a year kind of thing from this office, which is a lot better than this persistent, always-on train for waste, which is what we need for our current setup. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How long are you? Do I need that 7th car? Oh, 98. Oh, I got room. Cool. All right, we can get a couple more then. We're 98 with that. So if I take a look at my border connection right now, I still have this one wagon. I think that's all of them. Did I only buy 6? Well, either case, we're gonna just get more. So cargo wagon, and we want EAS waste. I'm not sure what color the other ones were. I don't know if it matters. So 14 meters, right? I think I can technically handle 3 more, so I'll do 3. And then that train will bring it over here, and then once it's done doing that, we'll need a train to go over and handle that. So I'm gonna have a new train also delivered here as well. We'll just have a new train make its way over here too, and we'll load that up. All right, so anyway, that's the plan for hazardous waste. All the garbage trucks that are in this area, they will take this highway and they'll drop it off over here if it's hazardous, right? And so I'm gonna need I'm gonna need this to happen. Let's go ahead and we can just make the intersection here. That's fine. We'll just make an intersection there. I don't think they're going to use it very much. So over on this side, we've got a high voltage switch, and that's connected to another power transformer here because I need more power in this area, and I'm almost out of connections on this. And so what we want to see is more power coming from this side, right? Because this is eventually where the source of the power is going to be. I've made up my mind, and nuclear, I was going to put it here. I've been thinking about putting it here this whole time, but the way this stuff is organizing and the way this stuff is working out with my plans, which is I'm almost there. I'm almost to the point where I want to start. We're going to start slowly building this out with the, you know, the stuff that doesn't take maintenance. We're going to we're going to start building the roads and the rails and all that stuff for here, right? The way this is sorting out, I don't think I want nuclear that close. So nuclear is going to end up being just shifted a little bit and be over here. Okay. And I think this is a great place for it because all the stuff that's being made with nuclear can be here and it's great, but also it's close enough to the water where we can incorporate a port with it. So if we need to, for example, ship out spare UF6, it'd be very easy to do. It's right here. So I'm pretty sure my nuclear setup is going to be over here near the mountain and stuff instead. So it's just a little bit further away, but I think ultimately what I'll be putting here instead is going to be way more worth it. And in case you're curious on what that is, I'll give you a huge hint. All right, you've had your hint. All right, anyway, let's take a look at the progress here. Again, we're not going to be bringing people in until it's springtime anyway, so I'm going to let it run. But I want to see, you know, people start. I want to see all these homes getting done. I need to see this warehouse done so I can bring chemicals here. And that's actually got to be done sooner. Can we get that? Can we maybe moved up in the priority sheet here? Huh? I don't think people are even... Are you guys even remotely close to delivering people to this area? Helicopters, help me out with this, huh? Come on. Yeah, so this electrical substation right here, we want that to be connected with this. And we're going to just send this power cable over this way. I don't want it to get in the way of any future buildings, but I do need it to go on this side. Well, unless it'll fit here. Will you go right here? Oh man, maybe you will. Will you go right here? Yeah, there we go. Cool, I didn't think you'd fit there. All right. So that gives a lot more electric to this. And then now we can build out our extra homes and university stuff and whatever. And this needs to be a very smart neighborhood, right? Because these guys are predominantly the people who will be building our cars, building all of our vehicles, our engineers that are going to be in this area. We need to keep that going. All right, what's the deal here? You. You're just like, I can't get in the quarry, boss. These guys they're doing this whole like wait till loaded crap. Okay. Control H. Ta-da, you're home. All these trash vehicles. Oh my God. They're all just... Wow, I bet I'm going to have trash problems in the near future. Coal? How are we doing on coal? In the wintertime, that's when coal is the most stressful. But this power plant here is about to go down for maintenance pretty soon. Wear and tear is at 47%. There's no machines or anything in that, so it's fine. And how's my exports doing? So I have not been exporting at 100%. I've been trying to keep tabs on my coal. I am 100% export on this one. And I'm nearly 100% on this one. And I think these ones over here, I tore it down a little bit. So 20 on that one, and then we're not exporting at all on this one because this is a completely separate circuit. It's my safety circuit, if you will. I will eventually connect them all together, but this one is not done yet. So I could just, you know, maybe I could bump that up a little bit. We'll see. We'll see if I can. Yeah, we'll see if we can sell some more. Okay, I was going to show you. I was going to start roads today in Charlemagne's North. I was thinking about it. But I really, really, really want to make sure that this video is focused on getting this done. This is so essential to get done. It has to. And it needs to be done faster than it's currently getting done. All right. And the garbage piling up is no good. So let's focus on the garbage really quick. And I'm going to come over here. Here we go. And we're just going to say, which one's the new one? That would be you, 0%. No, not necessarily. That would be this one at the age of the vehicle. So you're being kept at 0. Oh, I must have put my hauler on. I think my hauler train ended up in that distribution office over there. Because I've had one like that's fairly old. I've just been using to like bring cars around and move wagons around and stuff. But yeah, I guess it doesn't matter which one I do then. Well, this is the one that has the route. So I'm going to not do this one and instead do it with this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cars puts me at 141 meters. So 333 tons. I think that's fine. I think that is fine. So we need to find our waste train. Waste train is located where? Right here. You. 'Tis you. The waste train. 'Tis you. You are going to go like this. All right. And then go. All right. So now have 2 waste trains. And whenever we just, okay, close, please. Whenever we decide to add another source for pickup for waste, we can do so by just altering the line, and then both of the waste trains will pay attention to the line at that point. So there we go. 141 meters is on its way to the Krasna industrial yard. So you might think, well, these guys here, right, they're clearly going to produce more waste, and so this is going to get overloaded all the time now. And you might be right, but I'm hoping that doubling up on having 2 trains, I'm hoping that that's going to do it. Hoping that that's going to be everything we need and more. And so now it becomes kind of a stress point as to whether or not this can process it fast enough. And I have my doubts, man. I'm telling you. I'm considering just pulling the plug on all of this and saying, hey, I think the general sorter just needs to do it by itself, which would require me to move the buildings, and I don't want to do that. So I'm hoping I don't have to do that. But we certainly need more people to work here constantly. Yep, I need more people to work in all these buildings. And then this is fine. This is not the bottleneck. The bottleneck right now is always this, going to be the scrap separator. So we'll see how it goes. Maybe it's going to be necessary to get more waste processing faster. You know? It's very possible. I like how all these guys are choosing not to use my slip lane. A bunch of jerks. I went all through all this trouble to make these slip lanes, and you're not using them. Yeah, you can't trust it. You can't rely on it. It's just the way it goes. But what are you looking for here? You're trying to go to unload that, but you're... Is it because of... It's this. Yeah, it's this. It's track builders. It's always track builders. All right, so the track builder here, we need you to have a signal right there and right... Well, I'm putting it here because it's not a pending construction, but it's looking an awful lot like a pending construction right now. I don't want to do that, but I think I will. Unless you're already on your way. Is the track builder already on their way? You got to be like on the track right now for me. Because that slows everything down. It's always the track builders. Yeah, I don't see the other track builders here, but it's okay. Let's just grab this. It's possible they're not even auto-searching it. This one is on the queue, but this one is not. Because they can't get there. Okay. They can't get there yet. So we'll need to put a crossing in here anyway, don't we? All right. We'll wait for them to finish this one, and then I need to put a crossing in so they can do the other side. But otherwise, the train should operate as expected now. 720 tons of coal on that train. Holy shit. How much are you delivering? You're just going to fill the thing up? That's wild. I think we've got almost everything. I think the only thing I have a question mark on right now is heat, right? Which is done now, and it is providing heat to the buildings. This building has an okay heated tank, and it is slowly getting hotter. Okay. I mean, we're there, you know? Water substation, ready for duty. He said duty. I know some of you guys were gonna I'm thinking it's probably Winnie. If Winnie watches this series, I know it's going to be him or Clint. It's one of you two. All right. They know who they are. All right, so this is done. So this one here, this is a delivery spot for a couple of things, I think, here. I definitely want chemicals here, but I'm thinking of possibly keeping like additional stores of alcohol here, as well as additional food, clothing, whatever. But the food and clothing should all be really delivered here for the most part. It's just that I am going to have another store over on this side for people to walk to because they won't be able to get here. I don't think they will, because the houses will be over here. So they may not be able to. So in that event, if they can't, then I want to be able to make sure I can do that. As it is, though, chemicals seems to be the only thing I really care about here. And then we can add like a little bit of alcohol in this just because. All right. And then we'll want to go over to this distribution office and add this stop to that. And we're going to tell you to keep chemicals in here. And we can tell it to keep it 40% full or something. All right. So as soon as chemicals get to drop off here, we can then turn this on. I think we have the heat situation sorted. So the fact that it's winter doesn't matter, right? It was all about heat and electricity and water and sewer, and all that stuff is pretty much ready. Sewer. That's the big thing. Sewer is done. Yes, sewer is done. Do you have electric? You do not. You're not powered. Should I pop like a... I think I probably will just put one of these wind turbines over here. You know? Just like sit it over here in a somewhat random spot. Maybe right up against this. That's not bad. Just put it here, and that way it helps power that. But then if it's gonna also... Okay, I don't want it to touch the vehicle. The vehicle factory. This is probably fine though. Yeah, we'll put it like right here. Like this. And we'll make this a high priority for now. Well, there's no such thing as a high priority for now, right? It's either a high priority or it isn't. But yeah, we're gonna get them started on that. And then I know it's dark. This road, for now, since it's a dirt road, we're just gonna bring it down that way. And we'll have Magnitograd go ahead and build that as well. Speaking of Magnitograd building things, we have this right here, construction office with buses, right? And you're gonna get your workers from this source. And I also wanna make sure that you are a part of this hotkey. So now when I sign Magnitograd to a project, you'll be right here. And that's great. I also need you. Okay, so I was trying to figure out what this distribution office is for. I built this, I think it was last video or the video before. I don't know. For me, it's been a week, and I have no idea what I built this for. I was thinking about it for like 10 minutes before I started recording today, and I have no idea what I built this for. I'm looking at it going, this is unnecessary. Why is this here? I even extended the road and everything for it. I don't remember. But it could be, you know, we could pick up fuel and get fuel into things because this thing's out of connections. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know why I would put it over here because the fuel pickup is right here. I would want it to be close to that, but yeah, I have no idea why I would do that. There's chemicals in here. So how about we I'm going to get a few vehicles, I guess, and we just got to do things. So let's get big ones. If we're going to do it, let's just do it big. So we'll say this blue one with the red stripe. That'll be one fuel truck. That's it. It's a small distribution office too. So until I figure out what it's for, I have no idea. Let's also go ahead and we're going to get a dedicated truck, actually. You know what? Maybe this is what I did wrong. I think... Didn't I want a road depot? That's what this was, though. This is the road depot. And that's all we needed, though. Is that. Your route, should you choose to accept it, is to go here. And you're going to pick up workers, of course. Whatever. Unload. I don't care. And then I want you to take those workers and drop them off. Did this bridge get done? It did. So that means... with this bridge done, it means that you guys who are dropped off here can now get to steel, correct? Yes. Okay. So I could have this bus drop people off here. And then they would just disperse into all these buildings and specifically into steel, which is what I really need them to do. So I'm going to have you dropped off here. Yep. Unload all your workers. I don't care. Unload everybody. All right. That's fine. And then after that, I want you to go here to the end station, just to tag up the end station before starting your route again. So you go here, you go that way, you come back, stop here, and then you pick them up again. Easy. All right, we'll start that route, and then I want this bus to be on that route as well, and let's put one more. Let's say this bus too. All right, so these 3 buses will now have that route, and I'll just send them on their way right now so I can get them out of the way. Next, I need a truck in here. I need a... actually, let's get one more of those buses because I want to have another route that goes up to the mines. So we'll do that too. But I really need a closed hull, covered hull, whatever, truck. Give me a big capacity one. That's fine. 5.1 tons of chemicals. Yeah. Give me a chemical truck. I need a chemical truck. It's gonna be my new hit single. All right, this is done now too. So some of these buses are gonna have to take people over to here too. And that's kind of why I probably should have another Chav B14. I want another route I want buses that go just back and forth between here. And I also need another one. All right, what? What is this? You guys are trying to build the secret police. You're not really making this much of a secret. Can you just not get in there? Okay. No more helicopters on this job. I don't know what's going on with that. This is purely a Charleman's job now. I'm not sure what's going on there. Magnitograd office too. Why not? I think we're ready to go. This has food. I know it doesn't say it does, but like it's got it right here in the storage. It's connected and ready to rock. And the clothes are delivered. Electronics are here. There's meat full, ready to go. We need a meat truck. That's the other thing we need is a meat truck right here. Refrigeration right here. And let's go with, I mean, it doesn't have to be very big. You know, it can be a little one. We could say like this little guy here. Yeah, that's fine. So we'll get that thing to come out here too. And then, so the chemical truck is going to pick up chemicals from this stop. If we can get chemicals in here, which we already have. Wow. Okay. Never mind. Chemical truck will go here. It will pick up the chemicals from here. Doesn't have to wait till loaded. And then it comes over here and waits until unloaded. And it just sits here in this spot the whole time, waiting until it is unloaded. Okay. And the road for that is right here. And that's how we provide chemicals nonstop to the water treatment plant. Okay. I don't think there was anything else I needed. Probably another distribution. Sorry, not a distribution office. A technical service office. Probably be a good idea to get another one of those too. This rail is completed. Excellent, which means I should now go ahead and put a crossing in. And I'm thinking right... it needs to be enough room for the train to queue here, so it's not in the way of this tunnel. So I need to look at my distance. It's going to be... the signal will be about here. So it needs to be... this crossing needs to be like on the arch though. It's not a good spot. But if we redraw that rail, maybe I can make that work. If I redraw this rail to be like this. And then curve over. I might be able to get this to cross here. So if I was to go, let's say, like, oh man, that's, I know it's too sharp. There's a spot here where you're going to do this, though. I think it's going to be right here. Come on, too sharp of a turn. Don't give me that. Here. And here. Come on. It'll be like that. Here. Good enough? Good enough. Signal there. Signal there. Signal here and here. Good enough? Probably good enough. So mark that, and then whatever the train distribution office wants to do with that. Where is it? Here. Whatever you want to do with that, buddy, you can do it, all right? You don't have any rails to build, so I got to give you something to do. You can get to that. It says you can't get to this, but I disagree. I think you could get right through here and then come back, but it's whatever you think, man. That'll get you into this rail, and then you can finally start building things out the way you need. And then I don't want that build. I don't want that built, because then you start building the tunnel, and I don't need that yet. Because I'm not entirely sure we're doing a tunnel there yet. Okay. I mean, garbage collection is there. My waste bins are going to be right here for hazardous. So this one's going to have... We'll start with this, I guess. I want all the hazardous waste to go here. The secret police is coming along nicely. I want to be able to see how many people are loyal to me, of course. And then this thing gets its drinking water when people start working here. And then the workers will start pulling things in. And so then it'll have stock to sell, and then people will be able to move around, and then we'll start, you know, doing this. So I think we're ready to go. And if I'm wrong on this, then a few people will die. But it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. Let there be people in Magnitograd Flats. And I don't know where they're going, but they're going somewhere. Let there be people in this one as well. And then this one is ready to rock too. So let there be people here. And in fact, I actually will go ahead and go one step further with this one and actually bring them in. Look at the prices. 200,000 rubles for 10 people. 20,000 rubles per citizen, guys. I mean, honestly, it's really not that much more expensive just to bring in the experts, is it? I mean, I guess it technically is more. It's more than double, I suppose. It's the same ratio. It's always been, but ugh, it's expensive. I haven't brought in people in a very long time. Okay, we'll start with 50 workers here, in hopes, of course, that they make their way over to water treatment facilities and the water well and all these things that are really important to work in. So I have to hope that they do that. And this guy's going to the well. That's good. Okay, so with that done, and people, you know, they'll start filing in here. I think you have to have a high enough population for it to run itself, right? So we should probably allow people to work here too. And we can go, we can allow them, if they don't have a basic education, we can start allowing them in there. It's fine. So everybody's going to start filing in. We got food, clothing, everything there. Yeah, no drinking water just yet. That just requires this. And so now we need to get those chemicals in. Where is my chemical truck? My chemical truck. My chemical truck, where are you? It's just not here yet, of course. Well, this is when people die. People will die. Distribution office. You're going to help me. Temporarily, you're going to help me. Covered hall right here. You come over here. Oh, I don't have enough. Whatever, you doing this. Distribution office. Take chemicals from here. Deliver here. And we'll do this until my chemical truck gets here. We'll just borrow one of those trucks. Probably should borrow two of them, but we're going to have one for now. So this truck right here. Hurry up. Get over here. I do think I need... honestly, I think this was supposed to be my snowplows. I don't think this is actually supposed to be a distribution office because I don't know why I'm putting a distribution office here. This looks like a fine spot for some snowplows though. So I think I just picked the wrong one. But I really don't know. If you guys, I mean, I could go back and look, of course, right? I could just go back and look at the video and say, what did I do here? But I feel like that's what happened. Can I not put this here? I realize there's not a lot of room, but I feel like there was at least enough room. All right, I'm gonna put snowplows right here. I feel like it's necessary. Gotta have them. I'm gonna go. All right, you. All right, you. Can I? Man, you know what? Here's what we can do. Because I want this truck to just start working right now. This bus, go from here, and I want you to drop them off over here instead. So you're gonna load workers, unload everybody there, then come back and tag up there, go. All right, now that you're out of there, I'm gonna have you go here. And I know that you have a route. I'm discontinuing it. I need this to happen now. Oh my gosh, this dirt road nonsense. People are gonna die without their water. What have I done? I've doomed them all in the middle of winter. No, not this. What are you doing? No, stop. Don't do this. At least I can tell you to do a route now. You go from there, pick up. You're gonna load chemicals. And then you're going to deliver them to this location. And you're going to... Don't do that. You're going to deliver to this location and you're going to wait until unloaded. Please do that. Please do that instead of... I realize you need fuel. And you think that that's the most important task. But in reality, your very first delivery is the more important task. You don't see it now. But it's the truth. And now my chemical truck arrives, as well as my meat truck. Okay, good. Chemical truck. You're going to get the same route that guy's got. After you get gas, I'm not going to mess with that. This meat truck, you're going to go to here. You're going to pick up the meat. Load meat. Yep. And then you're just going to drop it off here. Unload, wait till unloaded. It's a real simple route for you. Indeed it is. There you go. That's all you're doing. All right, so I think we've got things sorted out now. People are going to start organically growing into these buildings now if I just turn them on. So I'll just go ahead and turn that one on too. There we go. And we now have people in Magnitograd. Isn't that great? Okay. Now when I give them a task, those buses should go get workers when they're available. So we're going to want to do these tasks right here. You can build all of these things. That would be swell. This as well. Yep. Okay, so I want to see worker buses leaving. They're not leaving yet because there's nobody at the bus stop, which means there's enough places. There's enough jobs available within walking distance, so they don't want to do that. There's also this. Let's have government loyalty be 68% and then 52% for students. And then, you know what? We're going to have this university research the nuclear power plant project. No, I'm just kidding. We need them to be highly educated, so they're going to do that instead. Okay. We don't have chemicals here yet. Still waiting for that. Where's my chemical truck? There you are. Oh, you brilliant chemical truck. Okay, so... what's the path like for this? It doesn't seem like it's that long. Yeah, it's not that big. It's not that big of a deal. And then as soon as you deliver those, still my beating heart. We have water. The people have water now. Okay, now your route. Where's that truck at? I just lost it again. Where's that truck right here? You. I do want to copy your route. So your route copies to this truck. And then this truck does it instead. And then you are going to go back to working here. Okay. Everyone disperse. It's all good. We're set now. We have enough water. Well, we should probably get some more workers in here. I'm gonna pop a couple more workers into here. Yeah, definitely needed. Hopefully we get another person. Just casually walking over here. That is one of the reasons why there's a reservoir here, and we are dipping into that pretty well, so that's fine. And then this is going to get more workers into this, and then everybody should now have water. Very good. Okay. You know what? You got a big old cistern. You know what you're doing with it, don't you? Yeah. You're going to pick up fuel from here. Ha! Right there. Because why not? It's right there. And then I'm going to have you deliver it to the hospital. And you're going to deliver it to... I don't know. Where do we deliver this fuel to? The police station? And the secret police? And the fire department? Yeah. Just keep all these things fueled up, ready to go. That's your job now. You just inherited it. I didn't make the rules. All right. I'm the victim here. All right, we're just gonna leave that alone. And then we probably have a lot to do, so it's just one truck. I would think it has a lot to do. Load fuel. Can you even do that? Actually, I'm not even entirely sure you could do it from that location, because there's no place to load here with this thing. Yeah. Plus, it doesn't even have a power supply. It's not ready to go. It's never supposed to happen. None of this is the way it's supposed to be. All right, you're gonna load it from there instead then, which is where you're supposed to load it. All right, there you go. So this truck can go ahead and keep everything refueled, I guess, as far away as that is. All right, just got to double check on everything. Just making sure we're good here. For our waste, we should have a couple of different places for this. Yep, right there. We got mixed waste. Plastic waste is there, burnable. There's some bio waste right here, so we definitely need to bring that up higher a little bit. They're not using this much yet, but plastic is in here. We have no way of sorting that. So over here, everything is mixed waste unless it's bio or hazardous. With the bio waste, actually, that's a good point. I don't have a way to dispose of bio waste either. What am I doing with the bio waste, guys? You know what? The bio waste for now is going to... God, I need that on a train as well, don't I? Shoot. What would I do with the bio waste? Can I attach it over here? Just have them pull it in? Probably, right? That's a thing I can do, I think. Yeah? What if I did this? You guys will verify this. If I do this, and I have them stuff all the bio waste here, then I can have a train bring that bio waste. I can have that train pick up bio waste from here, right? I'm gonna say that's possible. I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna say that's a thing. You know what? Yeah. You guys go ahead and build that and build that. All that stuff needs to be built now. We're gonna increase the priority on that. And also the urgency. There we go. Okay. All good things. Let's allow that building to continue and this building to continue as well. We have people waiting at the bus. I need people waiting at the bus station. I need that to be a thing. Again? You again? What is the deal here? You're trying to go get fuel. Oh, do I not have you hooked up to the fuel rats? Yeah, I mean that makes sense actually. All right, hang on. Where's my fuel rats? Over here. Pick one. You guys. Right here. You add this to your places that you refuel. All right, there you go. There we go. My fuel center continues. This one has only one connection. So full, not full. Yeah. Well, tell you what, you need to fill. There's got to be some other connections. It's like some other places that we're not refilling fuel yet. And I think that's one of them right there. So we're going to grab that and that. And then these technical service offices are supposed to be for like our snowplows and stuff. I just don't have them. So I'm going to go with, let's say, let's do the snowplows first. I'm interested in speed when plowing. I know there's one that does like 50. Yeah, right here. The T8. Jesus, so incredibly expensive. 1, 2, 3, 4 snowplows in this office. Then we'll do waste trucks. Let's go with one of these and that's actually kind of a cool blue. I like that. 2 of these, and we'll leave a spot open in case I see a need. We'll have the work range for you be 2,000 meters. And as far as like where you get your resources from, hell if I know. Your water can come from here. Your sewage is going to get dropped off way over here like all the other sewage. Mixed waste, you're going to pop that here. Hazardous waste goes here. Plastic waste goes here. Bio doesn't. Bio just sucks. It's always in my way. It's always a problem. Bio goes to the border. Well, I mean, you're not that far away. I just don't want you bringing it all the way over here, but I guess the border is about the same distance, so fine. Border, it goes there. Actually, you know, we could just... What if we just drop the bio waste directly in this? What if we just bring the bio waste here? It would then eventually make its way over to the incinerator. I think it just adds unnecessary sorting for this. Those things are already overloaded. I don't want to do that. If I know where it goes, I should just bring it there. Aluminum scrap there, and metal scrap goes here. Construction waste goes here. All right. That's done. And then I believe this is another technical service office. Yes, the same thing is true for you. There, done. I copied it over. Now for you, we're going to say, do a couple big trucks. Let's do, I don't know, a few smaller ones, I guess. A couple smaller ones. And then give me, I don't know, some more of these snowplows. The T813s. There we go. And then just make sure that the one-way roads are covered. Asphalt roads as well. Okay. And then same thing with this one over here. I need the one-ways, asphalt. Speaking of which, did they get these done? Because I had them... Oh, there's one road that's not done. This road right here is not done. But other than that, everything's done. Yeah, it's enough to where I can make the one-ways. So I can go one way up to there. Down to here. No. Down to here. Yep. Here. Like so. Like, I can't do that because they have to be able to get here. So I'll leave that open. And then this goes... Yeah, they need to be able to make their way around. So once this is done, then I can make the whole thing a roundabout at that point. It should be auto-searched. Yep. So they'll get on that really quickly anyway. All right. Real quick look at our city just to see if we got any problems with electricity. Lighting looks good. City streets of Zernovsky are buzzing. And look at this. Not a whole lot of traffic, except now the traffic is heavy here. Well, isn't that a quinky dink? It just keeps moving around. You know, the point of stress just keeps moving around, man. It'll keep happening. How's meat? You know? We have 50 tons of meat in each one. I feel like that's not a lot, you know? I feel like we should have made more by now. But we are also pulling it to feed people too. I'm pulling meat from here to feed Zernovsky, so that's something to consider. Because I do have a distribution office that's been told, hello, to pick up meat and get it around. And so the interesting thing about this, I think, is that once the meat truck comes to here, then it creates a difference between these two buildings. And so now the forklifts will predominantly deliver here until the quantity in this building matches this building. So it keeps them the same all the time. So now nobody will deliver here until this one catches up. I think that's kind of cool how it's just doing that. Along with simulating everything else in the city, it's doing that too. I just think that's cool. You know, it's an interesting little thing that's going on. Okay, winter's not quite over yet, but I missed something here. I didn't provide these guys any way to enjoy sports. And so a huge percentage of them are just really upset. They have a lot of like sports needs. So I'm doing two things about this. First is I'm paving these walking paths around here so that they can get over to this building here. We're going to put an indoor pool over here. That's going to help them a little bit, but it's not going to help them enough. There's a ton of people here, so they're going to need more than just that. Now in the summertime, they've got this football court or football field. Yeah, it's football field. Yeah. They got that going, and that's okay. But obviously that's like what, 15, 20 people at a time. I forget what it is. 25, I think. So over here, we're going to put the MAGNITOGRAD Sport Hall. It's going to be right over here. Hang on. Right over here near, you know, the warehouse for chemicals and everything. And it'll kind of tie into, you know, the neighborhood and stuff that's going to end up being over here anyway. And so now these guys, it's too far for them to walk, so they'll have to use the busing system to take this, to get on this bus stop here. They'll have to use the bus system to do that. And I'm actually going to go ahead and turn on workers and passengers here so that these guys can walk over here and get on the buses, since I do actually have buses moving around the city now. And we also want to go ahead and turn passengers on here, I think, too. This will get people to move over here. I'm hoping it's not a lot, but we'll see. So we got a couple of different buses pulling in here. They got a lot of different routes. You know, they're the extended ones and everything. And we're going to start seeing people flood into here because they want sports, right? Hopefully they flood into here and, like, I don't know, they come over here and work. I have no idea. They're not going to work when they're trying to be passengers, but I'm going to leave that open for them for now. And I'm going to hope that these things get done quickly. But when it gets warmer, they'll at least have this. And then I can... no. I'm trying to fix my mistake there. Other than that, though, things are rocking pretty good here. We got almost every house built. Almost every building is done. And we can start allowing people to just move in here whenever they want. I've got almost every building allowed, I think. Yeah, this one here can be allowed now, and this one here can be allowed now. And so everyone's going to do this. The other thing that they've been asking for is a pub. And, like, I'm back and forth on that, right? Like, you don't want to give them alcohol because it reduces productivity and everything, but at the same time, it can make them happy. Happiness is good, right? And I'm good with giving people things that make them happy. I'd like to be good with that anyway. I'd love to get... We don't have any personal cars at all happening right here. And I find it to be a little bit weird because these are the people that are going to ultimately be building them. So that's a little strange. I also have this parking lot over here, which is nice. But, you know, like, where's the origin? Where are they coming from to get there, right? We have a couple parking lots. This one here is how they're getting over here to start repairing the helicopters and everything, right? And I kind of need them to be able to drive there. So I will need a few... And this is all emptied out now. I'm loving to see that. I will need a few parking lots around here for them to just use personal cars to get where they're going. I just don't know exactly where those are going to be. That's my big thing right now. So it's February 22nd. The snow should be completely gone by the 23rd, right? And we can finally see what this stuff looks like because it's been very hard to see up until this point. So these pads are not done yet, although the helicopters have been helping by quite a lot. And there's still plenty of work to do on those sports complexes. These paths here need done as well. Wondering if I can get MAGNITOGRAD construction to just get in here and do these things, but they have to be able to reach there first. And they're not yet... These are not yet responding because there are not yet people who are designated to work here yet. So one thing I can do for now is just say, hey, 100% of you guys, you work at the bus stop. And as soon as I do that, we should see construction buses spring to life because there will be people here to pick up. And I'm gonna go ahead and do that here too. I'm gonna say that these two places here, 100%, you guys work at this bus stop. And this will now hopefully allow us to get some of these construction projects done because these red buses can now come in and pick people up. So everything is looking pretty good there. It's flowing pretty well. I'm liking the way that's looking. And we'll get more progress done on that one. And then, yeah, we don't have anybody living here. So I'm just going to bring in some immigrants, some experts, right? We'll just bring some people in here and add some more people to the pot so that we can hopefully be a bit more productive as we go. We are seeing people now walk to this point. That's good. These are all passengers, though. And they got this done, too. Wow. You guys got that walking path done really fast. That's pretty cool. I want to get this to come around. And it was supposed to go like straight out this way and then straight out this way is what I was thinking it was going to do. But without knowing for sure, I'm just going to pull back on that idea. I don't know exactly what I need from that. But we're in pretty good shape. I'm seeing 81% happiness now. Yeah, and the trend is going up. And the trains are still waiting too long. We're going to get notified of this a lot, I think, because this is now the train that's waiting to get in for waste. Yeah, so I'm going to see that a lot more often now. That sucks. I was hoping not to have to see that. I'm going to tell you to get out of there and go to the other place. Having 2 waste trains, it was always going to be necessary. I just didn't think it'd be necessary this quickly. But we're going to have this problem now where they're like waiting too long, and but it's actually not that big of a deal. I could add 1 more car to this too. I could. See, it's how it's full. It's really full, man. But it's nothing that this thing can't handle, man. It's able to kick it out, no problem. No backups, no issues here. The only thing I would change about this arrangement, I don't think it's worth it, the scrap separation, to get 98% efficiency here. I don't think it's worth it. If I could go back and do it over again, I would build this in such a way that the waste would be brought in, or pushed, I should say, to 2 of these scrap separators. But even then, the bottleneck would be ahead of them because they could each do 30 tons, and this one can only do 50 tons. And so eventually it would still bottleneck it, but at least it would give me 50% more production than I have now. But there would still be a bottleneck in the system, and that would be that. But yeah, that's going to do it for the winter, and that's going to do it for this video too. It's really long. I'm sorry. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Tomorrow or next video. All right. I was gonna say there's a surprise today, but I'm gonna save it for next time. Next video, we're gonna take a look at what our traffic system in Charlemagne's North is gonna look like. We're gonna start laying out the roads, and we're gonna start taking a look at some of the core features that are gonna make Charlemagne's North very unique compared to every other place in our republic. Okay. So I'm going to take a look at that next video. Thanks for watching. We'll see ya. Bye-bye.